Traveling with babies and toddlers is not for the faint of heart. I've learned this the hard way, and I'm here to share just a couple of packing tips with you that you can hopefully use on your next trip to make it a little bit easier. I traveled to New Orleans with my almost 1 year old and my husband for a 4 day, 3 night trip. We were able to do that with just our three personal items, a carry on, her guava lotus travel crib, which does count as a carry on, and her diaper bag. So let me share what I packed for that trip so that you can hopefully distill a little bit of insight for your upcoming trip. Let's start with bedtime because I know that one is always top of mind for me when we travel. I packed her sleep suit and a bed sheet that we can use inside of her travel crib. My trick with these is I actually pack ones that she's worn for a couple days rather than straight out of the laundry. The objective there is just that it smells and feels like home and can be comforting in a new place. I also pack a few toys and books that we consistently used before bedtime for about a week before we left. Again, with the same idea that there's a sense of consistency and routine that feels familiar even when we're traveling. Next up, diapering, another top concern when traveling. Did play around with the idea of just packing all the diapers that we would need for our whole trip. As you can see, that took up a lot of space in the suitcase, so I decided against it. Instead, I opted to pack a pack of wipes and 6 overnight diapers, 4 to cover her actual overnight diaper needs, and then 2 extra for the plane ride home. I also had a few extra diapers in my diaper bag for the flight. I also threw in a wet bag. When we got to New Orleans, I just stopped at a CVS and bought a pack of diapers. I had looked up ahead of time that there was one within walking distance from our Airbnb, so I felt confident just packing the overnight diapers that are sort of special and hard to find, and then buying diapers upon our arrival. You can see here I put the bed sheet and the sleep suit at the bottom of the suitcase, and actually what you can't see is that I wrapped her little stuffed animal in the sheet. So same idea to kind of keep that smell and consistency. At the top, I loaded up her diapers and some books and a flat toy up there. And then at the bottom, you can see I actually was able to fit 2 bottles, and you can't really see it, but I squeezed in the wet bag as well. Since my daughter was almost 1, she was already eating a lot of food, but we still had some formula that we were using for her. So I packed a little bit of formula and then just some go-to snacks that I know that she likes and loves. And then you can see that I've put those snacks in a Ziploc bag so that I could easily pull them out at the airport when security wants to see those snacks. You can bring certain snacks and powders and such when you have a child that you can't as an adult, but I definitely wanted to make sure that they were easy access to save us time at the airport. Since we were there for 3 days, I packed 3 different outfits, and then I packed 3 rompers, 1 for pajamas, 1 for just a backup in case one of her daytime outfits got messed up, and then 1 for our travel back because I find those rompers so comfortable and easy for her. Then I packed a bunch of little socks for her, put them in a bag that I repurposed from something else, who knows what. And because my daughter was actually spitting up until she was about a year, I packed 3 burp cloths to keep in our bag for each day, but also so that we could have a fresh one each day. So then I loaded that all up into a packing cube, and my trick here is actually to load it up so that the clothes on top is what you plan to use first, and then you move down. So it's just in order and you don't have to worry about taking everything out once you're there because everything's in order. So I put that all into a packing cube and zipped it up, which helps it be nice and small, and then I threw that into our suitcase. Even though the Airbnb said that they have a crib available, I actually packed our travel crib, which is the Guava Family Lotus travel crib. I did that because we had an experience where we stayed at a hotel that had a travel crib, and my daughter did not sleep in it because it was sort of suspended a little bit off the ground. It was safe, but the way that it was suspended, it just wasn't comfortable for her. So I learned not to do that and to always sort of stack the deck for us to make sure that she's able to sleep well. What I love about this travel crib is that it can actually be a carry-on. It has backpack straps and fits carry-on requirements. As you can see in this photo, it's pretty small. And so I like that I don't have to worry about checking it and losing it. And so we brought this travel crib. And I also have a review video on the travel crib if you want to watch that. We had a car seat and stroller with us as well. For the car seat, we were actually using mostly public transportation and walking around New Orleans, but we did need it for the car ride to and from the airport. So I did bring the car seat. Plus, I also find it a lot easier on the plane if I have the car seat with her, kind of able to corral her into her seat. I have a few different ways that I use the car seat along with the stroller. So as you can see in the picture up here on the left, I've strapped the car seat to the top of the suitcase, and I can just kind of push it like that. And then another way I do it is I strap it right onto her stroller. This stroller here is the Baby Jogger Ultra Compact 2. And I put the car seat right on top of the stroller. And the way I secure it actually makes it feel really secure. So first I secure it on the bottom. You can see I've done that with the strap. If you look at the top right photo, you can see orange, and that's the strap that I've tethered it to the bottom of the car seat. But then I also use the tether that's on the car seat that's usually used to anchor it inside the car. I use that to strap it right onto the top of the stroller, and so you have it secured in two places, and it does feel pretty secure that way. I have tried the car seat backpacks and the car seat trolleys for different trips, and I didn't like those methods. So these two here, strapping it to the suitcase or strapping it right onto the stroller, are sort of my go-to methods. Last but not least, I brought my baby carrier. Even though I had my stroller, I needed the baby carrier because I had to get down the airplane aisle and I had a lot of stuff. I was by myself and she wasn't stably walking yet, so I needed a way to carry her hands-free. This here is the Solly baby wrap, and what I love about it is I could actually just put it on in the morning before I left for the airport, and then I just wore it the whole time, and then as soon as we were about to board, I just stuck her right in. And then once we got on the plane, I used the Solly baby wrap as kind of like a little blanket or a way to shade out light. So it's really light and comfortable and soft, and it made that whole experience a lot easier. I love to see families traveling, so if you have any lingering questions or thoughts or ideas, please share them in the comments below and I will try to answer them and see if I can help you make your trip just a little bit easier. If you're curious about what's in my diaper bag, go ahead and check out this video right here where I share about what's in my diaper bag. And make sure to subscribe. I'm going to come out with a couple more travel videos in the next coming months. So if that's of interest to you, then hit the subscribe button and also hit that like button if you found something useful for today.